10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by All Pro Roofing. AllProRoofingLLC.com on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, some sports concepts and rationalizations. I first want to mention a shout out to our friends, the Kushners. We're thinking of them this morning. Chad, the Kush Cam, who worked with us for years and is a good friend of ours, and now teaches over there at Stingray Nation.
And the whole family. It's always been good,
Yeah, H&D, the parents, and Uncle Lightbulb.
Little ditty about Howard and Diane.
Yeah, and we know, there's good folks, man.
Yeah.
And Kush's brother worked for the Jags and for a radio station for a lot. He was a radio engineer. So he would travel with the team and set things up for Frank and Logs and Big Bo and every for like the last 15 years. I mean, he's been everywhere and a good dude, man. Scott Kushner and unexpectedly passed away this weekend in Indianapolis. So, boy, what a terrible blow.
Well, it's always shocking when it's so unexpected.
So
and
young.
Way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
So anyway,
prayers for the entire family.
Good. Just always been so good to us, and we love them. So we're thinking about the Kushners this morning and all this week as they go through a really tough time. So prayers up to them if that's what you're about. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I wanted to mention that because Kush is our guy. He's one of our guys. He's been with us forever and always done things for us.
Yeah, it's going to be just awful. You're going to head into the holiday. Look, it's just awful. There's never a good time for anything tragic to happen, but when it's unexpected and heading into the heels of the holidays, it's just, very, very, very sad. To be honest with you.
All right, some sports concepts and rationalizations for you. We do the 10-minute drill. We missed. I don't know what happened. We must have been so busy yesterday. We must have had such award-winning radio. So I'll just quickly tell you that the power poll.
I knew. I saw where we were, and I didn't. I didn't want to trumpet the fact that we'd fallen a couple spots.
Yeah, we're back in the threes, so it's not worth bringing up. But we're 30th again. So
yeah, the rest of the country doesn't seem to be seeing the Jaguars as I'm seeing them.
Getting better.
Well, but again, I mean, you get to a point you've only got 2 wins. I feel like last year and just the state of the franchise in general for a dozen years. Mm-hmm. That heading into a football season or by the time you're to week 10 of the football season last year, you looked at the Jaguars and you honestly thought no matter who they played or where they played them, they wouldn't win the game. They felt 32. Maybe the Jets they could have played with, but you just felt like there were, a high number of teams that you wouldn't be right all the time, but you would think, no, they're not winning that game. It seems like that number of teams has shrunk a lot more than it has for, say, a power poll. Mm-hmm. To me now, San Francisco this weekend. Yeah, I think they can win. In fact, I think they will win. Mm-hmm. Now, last year this time, if San Francisco was coming to town or a team like
think the
Jags
are
going
to win
yeah.
Sunday? Okay.
But, so they're the pool of teams that you can, realistically, not just, Tommy fanboy it to the max, but realistically think, yeah, we can win this game. Mm-hmm. That number of teams is growing. There's a lot more games now where you feel now beating the Bills at home emphasizes that, maybe to the point of a false sense of security. But we'll see. They had a terrible first quarter all the way around. Didn't get anything going offensively. Gave up a ton of yards to Jonathan Taylor, and in special teams had a punt block. I mean, it couldn't have played a worse first quarter. You gave the whole game away in one quarter against a good team.
Yeah.
So
there's some reality for San Francisco. They're pretty good, and it's a good challenge for
short week, long trip, early start. There's a lot of things intangibles that should work in.
I think it's one of those deals that if the Jags have reached the level of competent NFL football teams, then that's a game that you do.
Yeah, they get them here. You steal one here.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'd like to send. There are so many people now because of these websites. I don't even know if you could, I don't know how to describe some of these, and you guys are probably more aware, but I mean, some of these fan-sided and just websites like that, it's almost just like if you're a fan and you want to write and post, suddenly you're a reporter with a byline. Mm-hmm. And man,
There certainly are outlets that
you see what I'm saying?
provide that
And I
avenue.
don't even mean that disrespectfully, whatever. But then you pull up a bio of some kid who's 23 years old. He's currently a student at Santa Monica Community College, and he's
SMCC.
and he's writing stories about
Gauchos.
covering the NFL. But anyway, I just happened to read the most recent, and he basically, actually, literally, quote, called the Jaguars a joke, and what an easy game this is for San Francisco this week, and the worm has turned, and yada yada. And it was like a pep rally.
Yeah.
But what offended me most was just this dismissing of and talk of the Jaguars as being the team they were last year when they were a joke. They were a joke.
Mm-hmm.
How they ran the team, how they ran it, how they were coached across the board, they were a joke.
Yeah.
This year's team's not a joke. So I can only hope that the 49ers have some of the mentality of Tommy Fanboy Reporter, who, again, once I got past the 2 or 3 misspellings, I got the gist of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Just a couple of those. It's just harsh. I mean, you got to make a living.
Harsh.
We have a couple of locals that are deep into two of the biggest brand. What are the biggest brand name reality shows through this whole new era? Like if American reality, obviously The Bachelor would be one, but what are the biggest?
Survivor.
Survivor, right? That's
American
one.
Idol.
American Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would The Voice be the fourth if we were doing a Mount Rushmore, or is it not quite there?
I mean, we
I
have this conversation a
Yeah,
lot.
I harp on
You
the
do?
Voice. I don't like it because,
but I
It's-
still
it's
think
the longevity's there.
but it has made it.
and it's got superstars on the
Dancing
panel.
with the Stars.
Yeah.
Dancer with the Stars would be another. Well,
Yeah.
my point, to serve the purpose of this, what I'm about to drop on you, two of the big boys are The Voice and Survivor. Jacksonville has a top 11 in both of those competitions.
Yes.
Survivor goes tonight. There's this cat, Xander Hastings. He's young. I think he actually lives away from town now, but he went to Bowles, a local kid, and he's in the final 10 or 11 of Survivor.
At least he's not on Cops.
Yeah, thank you. That would be another good reality show.
long
Yeah,
running.
you don't want to be on that one.
No.
And then last night, this Paris Winningham, is that her name, is into the final 11 on The Voice.
All right.
And she's also a Jacksonvillian, so
Well, rock on.
just tearing it up out there when it comes to reality TV.
knew?
Still no call for you to be the host of The Bachelor, though. Sorry.
It's passed me by, my
Yeah, it has.
friend.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's hurtful.
I had a shot at the last one.
I got a good idea for you. Idea
Yeah.
to make money. It's just occurred to me with your Silver Fox
Yes.
hairline now.
Yes.
Hair tone, whatever we
Thank
say.
you.
Your hair.
Mm-hmm.
What about this? What about the same concept as The Bachelor, but for AARP, for the senior set?
I think they tried that. That wouldn't be
Did they?
watched. Yeah, because it's
They're not hot?
not attractive.
Yeah, you don't want to
There's a
see.
less
Hey, you want to go play
attractive
bingo?
factor here. I
Hey,
got to go to sleep. I'm tired.
a good
But I
time.
had a good time.
All right, here's your group date. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
go to the Elks Club. We're
Yeah.
gonna play some shuffleboard.
Yeah. No.
Well, but, I mean, listen, there's a lot of hot 50 to 60. I mean, look across the desk
Sure.
here, friend. Maybe you limit it to the hot older people.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Silver Foxes.
Yeah, right? And you don't have to be in your 70s.
Yes.
Just like 50 to 60-year-olds. They can get a little crazy. Trust me.
Yeah.
You got friends.
We do.
We all have that one friend.
How many
who's
of us
an
have that?
idiot. A few, yeah. Anyway, I just thinking, just spitballing here.
You're spitballing some ideas?
Did they try that, though?
I could have sworn I read something
Was
about
it called
that.
Senior Bachelor or
I don't-
something else?
I don't remember.
Actually, you're probably
No
not
one
a bachelor or bachelorette at that point. How about this? We'll go morbid. The Widower tonight on ABC.
How about NBM? Never been married.
By the way, just for what it's worth, 'cause I've gotten numerous calls. That shows how much we watch The Voice. Paris Winningham of Jacksonville, that's a dude.
Oh, it is a guy. That's fair. That's fair. I just assumed it was a woman. I don't watch the. Now, I do know the Xandercats do because I watch Survivor. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Whatever. I misgendered
fine.
him. It's safer than ever
In
to do
this
that.
day and age,
Right. Doesn't
yeah.
matter. I mean,
Who cares?
Yeah.
The
I
college,
hope they do well.
the college football playoff ranking came out. No movement at the top, so just a kind of a. But we're going to start to shake out here. Ohio State, Michigan State's an elimination game this weekend, so
Probably.
probably.
What comes down to the end here, I want to get push come to shove and see which two-loss team they take over Cincinnati. They're just posturing. And they have this out in their pocket.
You think a two-loss team will take over?
I
Cincinnati?
do,
No,
but here's
no
why.
Chance,
Well-
no chance.
Well,
Not
I
the way they.
I disagree.
Wow.
I disagree. If Alabama loses to Georgia 31-30 in the SEC championship game, they will. I think they should be in ahead of Cincinnati at 11-2.
No.
Yeah, because they're better. You know it. I know it. We
I
all
think
know
Cincinnati's still going to lose a game, personally.
Well,
They're too close every
Well,
week.
if
And I
you-
think
if
they
you
have
think-
SMU this week.
see,
I
here-
don't care.
but you do
if
care.
They win. No.
Listen to what I'm saying.
No.
You just told me you think that Cincinnati's losing a game.
I think Alabama's going to lose another game,
Yeah,
though.
and you know who they ain't playing? Temple.
SMU.
Right.
That's who they're playing. this
Correct.
week.
They're not. They're playing Georgia. That's why they'll lose a game.
And I think
Or like
the point.
HMU.
I think, HMU. I think a CMU, Butters. I think that Oregon could lose this weekend very easily.
Yeah, they could. Sure, I think they all could lose.
Utah
Yeah,
at Utah.
Utah's playing good right now
Yeah.
too. I had them in a 5-pack one day. They won like 50-0.
Yeah, I think.
I think Cincinnati. It's going to be interesting because here's why though. Here's the golden parachute the committee has. They have no pressure. They can do as they choose because they have in their back pocket. Well, sorry it didn't work out for you, but just understand next year you'll be in, or 2 years from now you'll be in.
Yeah.
We're rectifying this. They have that, kind of in their back pocket.
There would be a lot of.
Well,
gnashing of the
you know
teeth.
what? It's amazing how things have changed. And
I mean, there's got to be some
because
sort.
forever-
Jeff, there's got to be some sort of
There
penalty
is.
for losing.
Yeah.
You can't lose two
And there's- and
games
there-
when other teams have one or no losses and get into the college football playoffs.
You can't if it's apples and oranges. And Cincinnati and what they play compared to Alabama and what they played is apples and oranges. They are tasked with identifying the better team. Do you think?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Do you think Cincinnati's better than Alabama? Yes or no?
Let's remove one thing.
Do you?
Let's remove one
What?
thing real quick.
What's that?
The SEC, the mighty SEC,
I'm not-
ain't so mighty this year. It's not like they're playing great, tough teams every single week here. Come on, man.
Do you think Cincinnati's better than Alabama? Because
Again, we've done
yes,
this a million times. I'm not going to answer that
Why?
because they probably are, but they don't deserve to be in the Final Four.
See that you have a different
I do.
parameter than what the playoff
And so
committee
should
says.
everyone.
No, the playoff committee should do. I'm the exact
It's like,
opposite.
it's like Florida being an
I'm
eight.
the
It's like
opposite.
Florida being an
Opposite.
You think Florida's better than Missouri? They're an 8.5-point favorite.
I don't know.
Which would you take?
That's not the same thing.
Which would you take?
What
Take
are you talk-
Missouri in the points.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I would.
course you
That
would.
has nothing to do with anything. Those are two bad teams.
It's
We're
the
talking about two
comparison.
good teams. No, but the difference is you want to do on who you think is more worthy, and the committee wants to pick who they think are the 4 best teams.
Yeah, but they're thinking
There's a gulf there.
But they're thinking that because of Alabama, because Alabama is such a dynasty.
No,
they're not
thinking,
basing it on this year's
They're thinking
team.
that because of the same thought that you won't even admit and say out loud on the radio, that Alabama's better than Cincinnati.
I'd like to see them play.
You know they are,
Let
and
'em-
if they did play, they would beat the hell out of
No,
them.
they would not beat
yes,
the
they
hell
would.
out. No, they would not.
They would too.
No, they wouldn't. They
I
beat
just-
LSU by a
I
touchdown
don't care.
at home.
Yeah, that's
Come
a
on.
rivalry. That's a big game. I don't look. I'm not. This is the participation award come to fruition.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's taking teams that don't do the same challenge as another and calling them
No,
the
it isn't.
same.
It's a system that you endorsed, that you
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
and that
Better
it's
than
still
two.
and that it's still a poll
Better
and
than
not
two.
a playoff.
Well,
and until they
no,
go to a playoff,
if it was a poll,
this is
Cincinnati
why
would
we
be
have-
in. Yeah.
What?
If it was a poll, they'd be in.
It's a poll.
No,
It's a poll. They sit around the table. It's a
that's
poll.
a playoff committee ranking. That's not the same as a poll. A poll is when you do 60 coaches or 100 media members,
And they rank the teams.
and Cincinnati is in the top 4 on both. Those are rankings. That's a poll. This is
Yeah. Lost to A&M.
My point
Beat
is
the
that
Gators.
If you're
terrible
gonna,
Gator
if
team
you're
by
gonna
2.
argue that Alabama is better than that Cincinnati's better than Alabama, then we'll just move on. I can't. I know you don't believe that.
I think Alabama would beat Cincinnati, but I think Cincinnati
you're arguing
deserves to be in the.
for the argument.
No, I'm not. That's silly. I mean, you're going to put a 2-loss team that don't even waste our time. Let's not even.
And if you're
going
to put a team in that runs its whole schedule against the Tulsas and Temples of the world, don't waste my time.
They went to
That's
Notre Dame. They went to Notre
Why
Dame.
should North Dakota State 13-0 in FCS be
Hey, Jeff,
in then?
just curious. What's
Where?
Alabama's most impressive win?
I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't care.
That's right.
You don't know
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
You don't even watch them.
Yes, I do.
They're just Alabama.
Yeah. No,
So, yes.
I don't know anything about Alabama. You're right.
Well, then what's their most impressive win?
You're doubling down.
What's their most impressive win? Answer the question.
Again.
That's what you do to me. Answer the question. What's their most impressive win?
You're missing my point. It's not the point.
Oh, okay. That's
not the point. The point is, who do you think's better? You're obfuscating and all these other things you're throwing.
All you said is they're Alabama. I don't care. They're Alabama. You can't tell me their most impressive win.
I can tell you
This is this year's Alabama
I
team.
can tell you there's 6 guys going in the first round of the draft. The 15,
okay.
5 stars. It matters.
Okay.
Their team, their roster, their team is better than Cincinnati's roster and team. That's what I think.
All right, let's just put Alabama in every year then.
Again, I'm
That's
not
fine.
saying
As long as Nick's there, Alabama's in. It's the Alabama Invitational. I'm fine with that. If that's what we're going to do, that's fine.
No, that's not. No one's saying that. I'm not saying that at all. We're arguing that Cincinnati one of the best 4 teams in the country, and if they go 12-0, I don't think they are just because they're 12-0.
You're just getting caught up in the rhetoric of it.
No.
That's all, and that's all you're doing, and that's
No.
fine. But we're done.
What
It's
rhetoric?
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
We got to
not
move
at
on. 8 o'clock coming up next. Beef caller number 3 at 641-1010. After listening to that, has deserved something. What are they getting?
Call number 3 comes out of the station. They're going to be tied to a chair and screamed at by you two about the college football playoff for an hour straight. No, they will get a pair of tickets to the St. Aug Amphitheater for Joe Bonamassa, the blues virtuoso. Bonamassa! On Friday, December 10th, down at the St. Aug Amphitheater. You get a pair of tickets on us if you're caller 3 right now at 641-1010.